everyone. Welcome to the RavenRabbit Wellness Studio podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Jackie Cope, and I'm here to talk to you about all things life, healing, and happiness with the spiritual indigenous approach. Enjoy the episode. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the RavenRabbit Wellness Studio podcast. I'm coming to you from Anza, California, in the Wellness Studio. I'm so excited to be here today to film episode 2. We're in season 1, Finding Yourself. Episode 2, Listening to Divine Guidance. I touched on this a little bit in the first episode about there are no coincidences happening around us, but all divine time and divine energy and divine intervention. So before we get too deep into it today, I'd like to say an invocation for our episode today. Dear Creator, please make me a pure, incorruptible channel of loving, healing, divine presence, and provide me with all the protection, guidance, and wisdom I need for today's episodes and listeners. And so it is. So today's episode is about listening to the divine that is around you. You can hear or see divine messages in so many ways. Those are called our clairs. So some of us are clairaudience, clairvoyance. There's so many different types, but all that matters in all of this is how you're recognizing it and that it's coming forth to you in a very clear way. So I've told you that my spiritual journey had started in 2022, that I got really serious about it, studying my metaphysics program, really getting deep into it. But there were so many things that happened before I finally decided to do that program. I had been looking at that program for about a year before I finally committed to doing it. But there was a really big thing that had happened before that. And I can't remember the exact time frame of it. It might have been the spring before. But I got a package. And it's pretty normal at my house. We are Amazon Prime, so we get packages often. I didn't think anything of it, didn't even look at the name, nothing. Got this package, opened it up, and quickly realized this was not my package. I tried to contact Amazon. I tried to return it. There was no use for me. I didn't see any use in any of this. I felt bad for the person who did order it and didn't get it. But it piqued my interest. So some of the stuff was just cleaning stuff. Kind of symbolic now as I think about it. It was some cleaning items and something I had never seen before that was so interesting. And I've even researched how to say it properly. I'm going to say it wrong. They were called Lenormand cards. Those are spelled Lenormand. It's a French word. I had to research all of this. It was beautifully illustrated box. It was on a little bit of the dark side, kind of gothic. I really liked it. It was really pretty. And I Googled what Lenormand cards were. And they were French-style deviation cards. And I was very intrigued. I am very interested in French culture. I love learning as much as I can about it. It's just something that interests me. When I was in France, I loved everything about it. The people, the art, the cities, the countryside, the food, everything about France just felt like home to me. And it's so beautiful there. So when I got these cards, I was like, of all things I would get in the mail, it would be something French. It was definitely speaking to me. Googled it, figured out some of the history of it. I don't recall a lot of it now. It was just fascinating and gave me a little nudge into cards and working with cards. And I remembered when I was really young, my grandmother had gave me a set of tarot cards. And they kind of spooked me out a little. I thought they were too powerful. I didn't think I could be the one to be a tarot card reader. I tried a little bit, but now that I'm older and learning all of this, that probably just wasn't my deck. That probably just wasn't the one for me. But the big important thing there is that my grandma saw that in me. She saw my power. Hence her advice of, if you can't handle it, don't do it. Wait until you feel strong enough to. So once I got these cards, I started learning the book, reading it, and I thought maybe I should go back and learn a bit about traditional tarot. I found just the common tarot cards, the most popular, the waiter ride cards. I can't remember. I'm sorry for those of you who practice those, because I only was on those cards for a little bit, and I didn't feel a deep connection to those again. I love them. I think they're great. They just didn't resonate with me. So then it popped in my mind, like, why don't I research if an American Indian tribal person has made a tarot deck? I think that that would resonate with me more, and I'd get deeper understanding and deeper readings, because all of the imagery and book behind it would be more meaningful for me, so that when I do readings for myself or others, it would be a really powerful experience. So then started this online journey of trying to find American Indian made tarot cards. So this was quite the journey. When you get into that side of the publishing, there's a lot of Native inspired. Native inspired items are not made by Native people. They are just inspired. So somebody sees something in Native culture that interests them, and they run with it creatively. So I was like, that's not something that's going to deeply resonate with me. I need it to be created by a Native person who did it in their highest and best state of mind, and were really channeling and connecting with the creator. So I eventually found, I have them with me, I'm picking them up, I found the Gentle Tarot. And this is from Marisa Rice Aparicio Tovar. And she goes by Marie in the Sky. And you can find her online. And I started reading about her. I followed her on Instagram to learn more about her. And I really liked where she was at in her journey when she created this. She and her family are a mix of Mexican, Huirrica and Chichimeca, and American Mohawk lineages. So there's a lot of ancestral roots there. And when she created this deck, she created it from her inspiration of her time in Alaska. And so that connection back to land is so important and beautiful. So this is the Gentle Tarot that I've been using, and it's only slightly different from traditional tarot. So she's got the major arcana cards. Then she still has cups and wands. The difference here is she changed it to thunder and stones. And it just resonated with me so much more. And I have a deeper connection with this card set. I'm still learning it. I've had it for a half a year now. My mom got it for me for my birthday in January. And I've really been deeply connecting with this card deck and having so much fun with it. And the reason I even ended up with this card deck was because I listened to that divine message. I was sent a piece of mail that was not meant for me. I could not return it. Amazon told me to keep it, not to return it. It was fine. And I just had these cards staring at me, and my interest was heightened. And so I listened to that message that was to me. So that was a very physical message, literally sent to my house. And that's how I ended up here with this gentle tarot. And then from there, my interest peaked more. I have a few other decks now. I have the Moonology Oracle cards that I absolutely love from Yasmin Boland. And this really has helped me guide with my moon phases that I've been very interested in. I read her book first around that same time frame. I'd been reading her book. But after getting that, my mysterious card of cards, I then ordered these Moonology Oracle cards. And I've really enjoyed them as well. Then, since I got deep into the path, I ended up researching a lot of things about a publisher called Hay House. And Hay House publishes a variety of spiritual and personal development books that I absolutely love. And that brought me to a book that I ordered from Asha Frost, who is another Native American author and now Oracle card creator. And she is from the Chippewa of Nawash First Nations people. And her card deck was illustrated by Seth Littlebird, and the artwork is absolutely phenomenal. And I connected with these cards very quick. So this is the most recent deck I've purchased and has been the quickest one that I've picked up and have been reading really easily. So I read Asha Frost's book first, You Are the Medicine. And then after reading that and thoroughly enjoying it, that goes over the moon phases, I was like, I have to have her deck now. And she was just releasing it, so I had to wait a little bit. And once it was released, I got it. And I have been so happy with it. So what I wanted to do today was do a little reading off of Asha Frost's deck here, since it's been the one I've been so connected with recently. And it has been guiding me through so much. So at the beginning, when I had my card deck, it was, well, how do I even use them? What do I even do? I had a lot of questions. I wanted to learn through Creator, through meditation, and not be misled or misguided in any way. There's lots of great teachers out there, but I wanted to be very cautious on how I was doing this. And I really believe in checking in with Creator and higher self first, and then the right teachers will come forth. So I've been working through meditation, spirit, and figuring out how to use my cards. There's guides in the front of their books always to help guide you on how to use them. They'll give you different spreads. I follow someone on Instagram who shares different spreads you could do daily. And then you can also just be really simple and ask some questions. So sometimes I meditate and I'm sitting on something and I'm like, now I'm ready to go to the card deck with that, whatever it might be. Whether it be professional question, personal question, a business question. And I ask, what do I need to know here? What's something I need to see? I keep it very broad pertaining to my question. Like, what do I need to see in my business? What do I need to see in my professional life right now? And then I go to my cards. So you can cleanse your cards with sage. You can have your crystals out. You can just grab them and use them real quick. There's no set way. So right now in this podcast, what is it my listeners need to hear? What connects with their season in finding yourself? So what message do we need to hear about finding yourself? So I'm shaking up my cards, shuffling them up here. Okay. I might be a little quiet here. I want to channel the highest and best here with our message. Okay, I'm going to pull our card. And our card is a human walking down a path, and it's so beautiful considering about our season of finding yourself. The card is titled Walk in a Good Way. And I could not think of a better card than that card for finding yourself. Finding yourself is all about walking in a good way. I've been studying this for my metaphysics thesis that I'm writing, and I was defining what does it mean when Native Americans say in a good way. And a wonderful book from Hay House is from Douglas Goodfeather, and he defines what it means to be in a good way. In a good way is when we're completely in alignment with Spirit, Mother Earth, and energy, and our heart is pure, our spirit is pure, and we're trying our absolute best. So in finding yourself with this card that I just pulled for us, we want to make sure we walk in a good way so that the path we're working on or going towards is that we're walking in that good way. We're in line with Creator, we're in line with Spirit, energy, we're in line with our financial affairs, our personal affairs. We want to do it all in a good way. Also in this card, there's a bird in the distance soaring. It looks like a hawk to me. And then there's the sun shining down with beautiful flowers on a path. And the sun shining down is, the Father Sun is always watching you and helping you and protecting you. So I'm going to go to her book now and get a little more information on the walk in a good way. This card is a teaching for our people to remind us to move through the world. It means that you walk in relationship with all kin, the beautiful beings that exist upon Great Mother Earth. Today, this card comes forward to remind you to open your eye to the divine energy that flows through all things, even you. So that's a beautiful message when we're thinking about finding yourself. Are there aspects of your life, words, or actions where you're not in the fullest integrity or alignment? So it goes back to what I was talking about. We need to be in alignment. Are there relationships in your life where you haven't left things unsaid and you need clarity? Or where you've left things unsaid. So maybe you need some more clarity there. Have compassion for yourself today and allow these truths to rise. When we do say the things we need to say and we get our clarity, we're able to find alignment. We can move toward healing only when we acknowledge that what we need needs to be looked at. We can only move towards healing when we acknowledge what needs to be looked at. Are there places where you're feeling disconnected from the source of who you are? Sometimes we fall off our path and we just need to be guided back. So those are some things I'm reading from her book. This card asks you to take responsibility for your healing path. All of this is so perfect for what I'm trying to accomplish in my business and what I do here. All the things I offer to my clients are ways to get back on your healing path and take ownership of it. Yoga is a great way to do that. Art's a great way to do that. Booking a life session or spiritual session, talking to somebody, or just having that companionship with somebody with these things is so important and helps you take responsibility for your healing. So, beautiful card deck. I've come so far in my path because I've listened to that divine energy, and it's scary. You step out a little bit and you're like, is this really what I should be doing? Is this the direction I should go? Sometimes you might hear that these things are taboo or you shouldn't do that. If it's coming to you in a good way and you're seeing it as a positive thing, it's meant for you. I did my cards last night for myself in my meditation, and it was very clear that my path is unique and for me only. And that goes for everybody. Your path is unique and for you only, and it won't look like anybody else's path. We can run around to all of our friends and family and ask them, what would you do in this situation? What should I do? How should I fix this? Their answers might be helpful and they might be good guidance. But remember, if you finally decide to do something different than what you were told, your path is unique to you and you only. We all have different ways of going about getting through life. Our healing, our questions, and next steps. Don't fret too much about where you're at. Pick something, and as long as you're in a good way, walking in a good way, you will get where you need to be. And when you fall, the universe will be there to catch you and put you right back on the path. So, listening to the divine can be very hard sometimes. They won't always be big gestures like me getting mysterious cards in the mail. And I could have looked at that as nothing too. I could have just tossed them, gave them away, and not listened to that message. But I did listen, and I thought about it. I was like, I got these cards for a reason. There's something more here. And now I'm on this beautiful path of consuming and using indigenous-made oracle and tarot cards. And it's so exciting to have that connection and have something that reflects what I deeply, truly believe in myself and my culture. And I'm very excited about that. So some divine messages you might get can be really subtle. They can be in music that you're listening to. The clarity can come through your exercise, on a walk. You might hear guidance through your intuition, just this gut knowing, like, I need to go look this up. I need to go talk to this person. You might get a question that's so burning that you have to ask it. Listen to those little messages and see what there is there, and go in with a good heart and pure intentions and see if anything is there for you. Maybe it's just something that's from your ego and nothing will come of it if it is. But if it's not from your ego and it's from the divine, things will start to unfold and it'll all just fall into place. I talked about that a little bit too in episode 1, that starting this podcast just seemed strange to me and hard, but all the little things fell in place. I researched the idea. I talked to my partner about it. I told you he gave me a mic. I talked to my really good friend who also has a podcast, and he gave me a ton of great ideas and resources. I started finding where to record my podcasts and came across Spotify and really enjoyed that. And all the little pieces fell in place. It wasn't my ego saying, oh, I need to go share everything in my mind. It was, you're going to be pushed to do this and get pushed out of your comfort zone because that's your path. That's where you need to be. Same thing with the tarot cards. I've had the idea of tarot cards in my mind my whole life because they were given to me by my grandma, but I kind of pushed them away. Like, why am I going to be doing tarot cards? And the universe kept saying, no, your grandma gave them to you. Amazon Mail gave them to you. You're going to do card readings. This is part of your path. And when I started researching the types of cards I would want to use, there they were. They appeared. I thought I was going to have to make my own, which I still might one day. I've been working on it because I wanted something that reflected my culture and who I am. So those things fall into place. Same thing with my RavenRabbit wellness studio. That's more, maybe a little bit more ego because it's something I knew I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to own a business. I had other ideas of what that business would be, and the universe has told me this is what it's going to be. So my ego has stepped back, and I'm just here to receive and to work and do what is being put in front of me. I came across my studio space one day. I wasn't feeling well at all. I had what was going around. My throat hurt, my ears hurt, and I walked to the pharmacy that's next door to my studio to get cough drops on my lunch break. And I got the cough drops, I came out, and there was a little sign in the window that said for rent in this space. And it just pulled at me, and I looked in the window. And I took a picture of the realtor's little sign so I could contact them later. I wasn't really thinking it was lunch break. I was going fast. And I was like, there's the space. It's open. It's there. It's available. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is what I should be doing. And it was around the time the studio came open in December of 22. And I was just finishing my yoga certificate. I knew I was going to be done end of December, beginning of January. And it just divinely aligned. And I listened and I took the leap. And I talked to my family, and we all were aligned because they know what kind of path I've been on. That needs to probably be my next episode, is about surrounding people around you who are supportive. Because with their support, I'm here. They said, whatever you think you need to do, wherever you're being guided. And we've turned it into the cutest space ever. And now I run my yoga classes here. I'm set up now for life sessions and spiritual sessions. I've been running art classes. And I'm open to other things like filming or recording my podcast. So listening to those small messages, the sign in the window for rent, a song that could be reoccurring. You might be seeing things a lot, like maybe you're seeing a certain animal a lot, whether it be on TV or in a movie or in real life. Maybe that animal keeps popping up. So maybe you should research that animal and say, what's the meaning of that animal? Why do I keep seeing it all the time? You might be seeing a flower, some kind of plant constantly. You could be getting messages through your dreams. Everything is valid. All of those messages that you're getting and seeing, those deep knowings, they have a purpose. And it's your inner higher self and your connection back to the universe that's seeing those messages. And the more in tune you get with them, the easier they become to hear and see and to feel. So that's why I highly recommend a consistent meditation in your life. It can really be helpful for drawing in those messages and just keeping yourself aligned and walking in a good way. So I think that brings me to the end of episode 2. It is amazing to be sharing this stuff. I've not really shared any of this with many around me. My partner's the one I talked most to about this. And it's exciting. I know as I move forward, the people who need to hear this message will be here. And I hope it can be helpful for you in any way. So follow me on social media if you want to keep up to date. Help out my podcast by donating. Anything that you can do, I would greatly appreciate. And I appreciate everybody who's been listening and is with me on this journey. And I hope you listen to those divine messages. If this podcast helped you out in any way, you got a good story out of it, you enjoyed it, it maybe enlightened your day, please share this podcast on any social media you have. Let your friends know about it, your families know about it. That is the best way to thank a podcaster and small business owner. Share away.